Hey, what's up, boys? How's it going? Sarma, you know it. Definitely Sarma. One of the best. Oh. Enjoying the good old Sarma. Well, this is the first time I'm eating Sarma in front of, well, the camera, at least. Thank you, man. Thank you. You're getting ready to go to sleep and it's 3 a.m.? Oh, 3 past 1 in the morning. Right. Wow, man. You go late. I never make it past midnight, ever. Unless something is on, obviously. $20 reps. Oh man, I wish I could get 20 reps. $2 a.m. in Italy, smoking feth. Is that meth or I don't know what feth is. Or Fent. Oh my god, don't smoke Fent. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. How long's a while, man? Yeah. To be honest, when I was at uni, I would often start thinking about bed at midnight. So I guess it depends on the age or, the stage of life. I definitely remember a time like that as well. But now with kids and job and whatever, if I get past midnight, I'm just killing myself for the next day. So that's why it rarely happens. Logan, appreciate that, man. To be honest, I've said this in the past, but a lot of people are like, man, you got 3 kids and you still find time. But in many respects, yeah, it's harder. But also in many other aspects, it's easier. Because without structure, you can't be a dad of 3 kids and hold the job down and all that stuff. So when you have structure, it's easy to do things like squat every day. Because you're structured. But if you're all over the place and you're partying, chasing girls and drinking and going out and flying here, flying there, then it becomes really difficult. But my life is not that fun anymore. The partying days are long behind me. I'm in a different stage of life, and in this stage, it's very easy to be structured because without structure, it wouldn't be possible. This is something called sarma. It's basically cabbage, stuffed cabbage rolls filled with meat, rice, and whatnot. It's one of the traditional foods of, I want to say Serbians, but it's probably Yugoslavians. It's a classic. Hello, hello. Isn't sarma the best? I love it. Oh, sarma to wrap. I did not know that. That is cool. The impact of the Turkish Empire, you know, the Ottomans, on Yugoslavia, or Yugoslavian's culture is huge. That empire was there for like 400 years, you know. So the music is very, very similar to Turkish music. You know, probably the food as well, like you're saying, sarma meaning to wrap. I'm in Australia, man. So English, yeah. How much protein? I don't know, man. I've never counted. I don't have a feel to count calories. I don't know. But enough, I would assume. I'm not obsessed about these kinds of things. I don't think that's a secret to progress if you just eat too much protein. Lots of different opinions about protein. Anything diet, you know, some people say if you eat too much protein, you increase the chance of cancer. Some people say if you eat protein, you get more massive. There's also a crowd that says you can't, you know, absorb a lot of the protein that people are talking about. Some people think steroids make you absorb more protein, so on and so on. I don't worry about any of that. I eat food, try to balance it out for health. And yeah, and just train, and that's it. Probably 5 years, 6 years before I started the squat every day. Yeah, so I started at 25. That's when I bought my squat rack and stuff at home, you know, and that's when I started properly training and keeping track. Before that, I'd go to the gym and stuff, very, you know, inconsistently. I'd have periods of going, periods of not going, and didn't squat, didn't deadlift, didn't do any of that stuff. It was just like machines, pull-ups, dips, that kind of stuff. I had no real goal there other than just to get big. I went from like, I want to say 75-ish kilos. I reckon I got around to 85 kilos or something like that. When I was around 23, 24, I reckon I was like 85 kilos or something like that, 90 kilos maybe. At the start of the Squat Everyday program, I was like 89, 90 kilos, I remember that. Now I'm at 101. So between the ages of 25 and 31, I was still, trying to get strong and whatever. Reading the texts, reading all the books, studying all the different ideas. Not studying, probably not the right word, but, doing all of that. And that's when I came across Pavel Tsatsouline, and he introduced me to the Eastern world of thinking when it comes to training. And I thought, shit, well, this is a different take. This is kind of really interesting me. And one thing led to another, and I thought I'd give it a shot. This Squat Everyday journey is not the first time I did Squat Everyday. I just dropped my hair into the food. I had like a month stint when I was 27, I want to say something like that. 20, 30 days. I'd have to go back and see. And then, did some other things. Focused on bench, focused on deadlift, focused on like energy, just, like everyone does. You go through stages. And then, we moved to this house without a shed. And then I built a shed, waited a long time for that. And then the moment I poured that slab on, I was like, man, I'm so keen to train. And that's how it started. I started it because I was so keen to train every day. In fact, when I first uploaded that video, I didn't know, the first video, I didn't know it was going to be a Squat Everyday series. I squatted that day and I was like, shit, this is really, really fun. I'm gonna squat again tomorrow. I wouldn't mind that. So then I rocked up tomorrow, then I changed the title of the first video to Squat Every Day. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna squat every day. And that's kind of how it started, It's funny. Big three would lead to torso dominant physique. When you stop being a twig, you should involve more isolations. I think you're getting confused there, man. I don't think one leads to another. The torso dominance that you're talking about is more in relation to your build. If you have short arms versus if you have long arms, will lead to various different types of builds. Short arm people tend to have, this is me, tend to have bigger arms. This is the way it is, leverages. Guys that have really long arms in relation to their wingspan, right? So their wingspan is much longer than their height. These are the people that are going to have torso dominance because it's much harder to fill out long arms. And everything you do, like if you do bench press, there's like huge stretching on your pecs. And you're going to end up being like, pec dominant. Same with if you have long legs like me, right? Long legs like me. When I squat, when I lunge, when I do whatever the hell I do, I get glute pumps. I get adductor pumps. I don't get quad pumps ever. So, but if you are a very short stature, short legs, anything you do is going to be in the quads. Anything you do in the quads. In fact, there's a lot of opinions out there about, women. I work with a lot of women who say that anytime they do anything, they feel a quad pump, right? It's like a famous thing about the female fitness community where they talk about how to put the glutes on the mat. And it's very, very hard when you have short legs in relation to your torso. So it's very, very difficult to do that. So your twig analogy is not exactly correct because the body doesn't know anything other than what its leverages are. That's just the way it is. Isolations, sure, I can target my quads, I can target all these things. But getting stronger as a natural person is a good indicator of you're putting on muscle. So don't assault the big three. The big three are the best exercises. And just because the squat doesn't target your quads doesn't mean that squats are shit. It's just you are built to use different muscles. Hey, Soul Boy 60, thank you, man. Feeling it, man. Yesterday was a tough session. Work in the morning, straight after work. My boy had basketball, so go there. So I started my training session at 7 o'clock in the afternoon. And I woke up like at 5:30, 5:45. So it was a long, long day for me. And just happened to be the hardest day of the week to fall on a really long day. Sucks, but yeah, Kobe Mop. That's why. Yeah, that's why they emphasize certain lifts. That's why girls are so big on these glute bridges and things, because they're just trying to fight off the quads. But the funniest thing of all of that is, if you have long legs, you're naturally going to be using a posterior chain. And no matter how you look at things, the posterior chain is the right chain. That's what you want. Quad dominance, I think, is not the best thing. You'd rather be glute dominant. Posterior dominance is just more athletic. It's more useful. That's what I would say. So it's not a bad problem to have, but aesthetically speaking, it's not the right problem. So from my perspective, I'm like, cool, I can't squat like Lou, but at least I'm not going to have back problems. And when I say back problems, I'm saying when your glutes are your primary muscle that you use, very, very hard to have back problems because you're using the right posterior chain muscles. But when you're quad dominant, you have an increased risk of back injuries because you're so anteriorly dominant and you kind of are not very in tune with your posterior chain. So it's kind of like the safer option is to always have the posterior chain on point, especially if you're a normal person, you do a normal job. You know, the rates of injuries to a lower back, occupational injuries is like through the roof when it comes to lower back. And I would say, I mean, I'd love to do this study. I would say that the majority of these people that are getting their backs injured are probably of the short legs structure. I would probably say that. Pretty confident to say that, but the weird thing is, I've said this to a few girls at work, it's almost like God created us and laughed. So think about this, like aesthetically speaking, it's like generally accepted that when you see a girl with a really developed posterior chain, it is sexually appealing, right? It's aesthetic. We like to see a girl with strong posterior chain. It's nice, it's beautiful, big butt. But they don't get that. They get big quads. They had shorter legs, right? Not all, but I'm just speaking in general terms. And then on guy side, at least in my experience, in my personal experience, I'm getting a big butt and skinny legs. It's like, why did you do that, man? Oh God, why did you do that? Why are we attracted to things like that? It's weird. I mean, if I had to pick, aesthetically speaking, I would far rather big ass quads and small glutes, you know, as the guy that squats every day. That's beautiful to me, aesthetically. And then, you know, my partner's got really, really long legs, so, you know, she's not kind of that prototypical example that I'm saying, but if she had really, really big glutes and skinny legs, that's more appealing as a female. But I've got like, you know, this structure which is like all glutes, all lower back, all glutes, all lower back. Like, so I feel so strong in my lower back, glutes. Like right now I'm sitting here and I can feel like, you know, it's not DOMS, but I feel like achiness in my glutes after squatting all that weight yesterday. But my quads are like, whatever, it's all good. Like, what the hell, man? It is what it is. If you're concerned about aesthetics, okay, you know, there's different ways you can bias certain groups, like, you know, the glute bridges and thrusts and whatever. You can do that. But eventually, like, if you understand training, you're gonna go, okay, yep, squats activate this on me, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Like, look, I want to reiterate, having strong glutes, it goes beyond just aesthetics. It's like your back health goes through the roof. You know, your posture improves. Nobody, let me say it this way. You would rather have strong glutes if you're a human being. It is much more beneficial for you. So, you know, if you have weak quads, it's not a big problem. You know, you're still going to be all right. You know? Yeah, man. Super squats, you're looking like J-Lo, man. Sometimes I look at myself in the mirror now. Clearly, I've been doing this for a couple of weeks now. Not exactly super squats, but I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, God damn. Like, I can see the mass in the glutes. It's almost like comical. Like, what the hell is that? Why is my body like that? It's like the glutes are so pumped. And there's like a shelf behind me. It's weird, man. I don't like it, but if it's going to make me strong and get 180 for 20, I'm all there, man. Whatever the body's doing. And I've done so many weeks, so many months of trying to focus on quads. I am just biologically not built to do that. I'm biologically not meant to use my freaking quads. I'm a glutes guy. It is what it is, man. I can cry about it all day and night that I'm not Lou, but it is what it is. I'm 185 centimeters and I'm built as such, and I've completely given up on that idea. And since I've given up on this idea of chasing an upright squat, my hips feel great. I don't have any pain. Why am I fighting my nature? My nature is to stick that ass out to the room behind me and squat like that. You want to do that? Let's do that. Miz, thank you so much, man. How to stop relying on the mirror when squatting. Man, I've never understood people that look at the mirror when they lift. Like, when I go to the gym, I purposefully face the other direction, because if I look at myself in the mirror, I start to look and I stop feeling. I think lifting is about feeling. I would rather close my eyes and lift than look at the mirror, honestly. I don't know how people do it. Yeah, I honestly, for me, I feel like I'm gonna fall over when I do that. Lucas, can you explain why you like increasing reps instead of weight? Yeah, man. Okay. I had spent the vast majority of this training journey, I squat every day, auto-regulating weight. And while I got really, really good at lifting heavy ass weight, 90% and up, I didn't progress as well. I had pains throughout my body, various different hips. I didn't feel trained. It felt heavy, obviously. It felt like I was fighting something that is impossible. And there was no grinding. So I spent a very, very long time working with heavy weights, trying to progress heavy weights. And Yes, I had moments when I did sets of 5, pushing that, pushing that, pushing that. Once again, achy, pain in the hips, all that stuff. Then I had periods throughout my training program where I was like, you know what, screw that. Let me do sets of 50. Let me do sets of 70. Let me do sets of 100 with an empty bar. And that's when I first hit 200 kilos on the squat. You can look back at that 2-3 week period where I was leading up to my first time I hit 200 kilos. That's what I did. A set of 100 with the bar, a set of 30 with 60 kilos, a set of 20 with 80 kilos, or something like that. A set of 20, I reckon, with 100 kilos, or something like that. That's kind of what I built up to eventually. And it was all kind of inspired by, what was his name? Mike Tyson, and also there was another guy, the Indian guy who like did millions of squats a day. The great Gama, something like that. Anyway, and I was like, okay, that's really interesting. Hip pain was hitting me before that, so I started doing all of this stuff, and I ended up hitting 200 kilos. So I went into a super high range with squats, and my 1 rep max improved. But when I was doing lots of 1 rep maxing, my high reps didn't improve. It's almost like the Louis Simmons argument when he used to say, you go wide in your squats, your narrow is going to be good. But if you go narrow in your squats, your wide is not going to be good. So there's like different ideas when it comes to this. So in my experience, and I could be completely wrong, maybe it's my stature or how I squat, but when I go super high reps, I tend to feel better, I tend to put on muscle better, and I tend to end up being stronger. So that was just one. That was the first experience. And then I had several other experiences when I ran the big squat routine, same thing. Then the start of last year, I think it was, or the year before, I forget now, when I was doing the bodyweight squats a lot, started feeling really good. That was last year. I ended up hitting 31 days in a row of hitting 200 kilos. And this is on the back of doing body weight squats. Body weight squats, right? Miz, I forgot to like you. So multiple different occasions where high reps felt good for me. And this is the thing, right? I'll do high rep squats. My 1 rep max on the squats improves. And when that happens, my deadlift goes up. So the first domino to fall is my decision to do high rep squats. So, any time I go into that mental state, I'm like, okay, beautiful. This is going to be good. So put that on steroids, that thought process. It's like, okay, I don't have to be doing 100 freaking kilos. But instead of 100 reps, but instead of trying to fight with like 5 reps, 6 reps, all that, 3 reps, 2 reps, why don't I just pick a weight and try and progress that weight? So fix the weight in the equation and progress that along to get to a point where I can conquer that weight. And that conquering is 20 reps. So I, for whatever reason, find it easier mentally and physically to progress reps than I find progressing weight. When you progress weight, for let's say from 180 kilos for 5 to 180 kilos for 20, that RPE, that percentage of your 1 rep max that you started with 180 for 5, starts to drop. The percentage of how difficult that is starts to drop as obviously your reps go up and up and up. And so if you do this where you pick a weight and you conquer it going from 5 to 20 over the course of, let's say, 6 months, there is an inbuilt periodization system within that. So you've had a strength block, then you go into a hypertrophy block, and then you go into like super endurance-y off-season kind of block where you're doing sets of 20. So, and then once you hit a set of 20 with 180 kilos, then what you can do is you start going back to like squat every day type of stuff where you start to kind of hit singles, heavier and heavier and heavier, and you try to realize that strength. Then you set your new PR, whatever it is, 120, 220, 230, whatever the case might be. And maybe you do that for a month, maybe even 2 weeks, or even less than that. Or you don't even do that, whatever, it doesn't matter. and then you pick the next weight. So I'm thinking the next weight for me is going to be 200 kilos. I'll start with 200 kilos for set of 5. I'm not going to worry about 190, 185, 195, none of that. Go to 20, go to 200, and do that for set of 5, right? And then try and get the 6th rep, and try and get the 7th rep, and the 8th rep, and the 10th rep, and 12th, and so on and so on. So it's like an inbuilt periodization model where you spend the vast majority of your time in a hypertrophy block, where you are building muscle, building your cardiac capacity. The weight is cardiovascular capacity. The weight is on top of you, so you're doing breathing squats. And if you don't believe in breathing squats, I highly recommend you read Super Squats, and you'll see the benefits of that. Just bearing weight on top of you for 2 minutes. It is very, very beneficial. Very beneficial, and it attracts me to it because of my previous history of lots and lots of reps do something to me beyond just making me strong. That's definitely one effect of it, but it makes me feel good. I'm filled out. I'm like, my forearms are bigger. I don't know why. My forearms feel bigger. My chest is bigger. My traps have grown. My glutes, my quads, my calves have grown. I look thicker. I feel thicker. I feel like I could wrestle a bear. After you do 180 kilos for a set of 12, mentally you are tougher. Physically you are tougher. You are thicker. It's just something I can't explain. It's just fighting a weight, wrestling a weight for a lot of time. So, long ass winded answer of why I'm doing this, but hopefully you understand. For me, Ivan, might be different for you. You need to work out your own situation. But pushing reps is mentally and physically easier to progress than pushing weight. I've done starting strength. I've done 5x5, and I can't afford, especially my current lifestyle, to spend 3 hours in the gym taking 20 minutes between 5 sets of 5 sets. It is disgustingly too heavy. It is mentally draining, and this endurance nature of it, where you are just in this rut between after you finish the 3rd set and you got 2 more sets. I would rather just give everything I freaking have 1 set and then get the hell out of there. Get out of there and just disappear and go cry on my pillow from all the pain. That's how I am mentally. I don't like this shit where I'm in the gym for 3 hours. And I've done that. And it ruined my appreciation for training. Now, this AMRAP business, I'll tell you, last night, it's 7 p.m. I've had a long ass freaking day, busy, I'm tired. And I'm sitting there, I'm warming up, and my heart is just pounding. Nervous as shit. Nerves. Like I'm going to go shoot a free throw for game 7 on the line in the NBA Finals. I'm nervous. It's uncomfortable. I don't like it. That's the negative part of it. And then you start the damn set, and you get through the damn set, and you wreck that shit, and then it's like euphoria. Glorious feeling of euphoria. And so, I don't like the up and down emotionally, but you feel freaking amazing afterwards. And then the next time you come around, even if you sense the slightest freaking improvement of feeling of how the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th rep went, you feel it. You feel it in your damn bones that it's easier to you. That's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. We're all different. I'm not telling you need to do what I'm doing, but I've done a lot of shit. I've done a lot of this crap, and my conclusion is I'm done. And I'm going to stick with this. This is where my happiness is, and clearly this is how I progress. From 5 years ago, I felt it, denied it, tried to run around, do some other shit, but I'll finally come back home, let's say, and reps is key for me. It makes me so much more complete. My arms, I look like I lift. I feel great, there's no pain, and I'm strong, right? But when you're constantly using 90% weight, everything's achy, you look skinny as shit, you're tired, grumpy, I don't know, and the training sessions take 55 million hours. So, anyway, but I understand why a lot of people don't want to do super squat type of AMRAP business, because it's nerve-wracking. You rock up there and you're like, scared like a little bitch to get under the bar. Because you know this shit's gonna hurt. You know in your mind this is gonna really, really, really hurt. And that's why we get nervous, because here comes some pain your way. You know, let's go. Give yourself an injection. It's like, give yourself an injection. That's nerve-wracking, right? But when somebody else is doing that injection for you, oh, it's not bad. You know, it's like if you're diabetic, right? You have to get a bit of blood to test your BSL, your sugar level. You know, sometimes I do it at work where I just test my sugar level on my finger. And it's like, oh my God, I have to pull the trigger to get pain. Just a little simple example, but you feel nervous. Oh my God, here comes pain, right? That's what squatting AMRAP sets feels like. It's like, damn, you got to pull the trigger. Get under the bar. Let's go. Oh, nice, Jules. Mid-training. Good luck, man. Would you ever bulk to 120, 130? Nah, man. That's way too heavy. I don't think so, man. Maybe 110. But 120, 130, that's... I would look like a piece of shit. And I would feel like a piece of shit. Yeah, the burning feeling in the chest. Oh, man. Wow, yeah. It's just the circulation. Like when you do some effort like that where you are high repping it, there's so much freaking circulation going through the body. But I feel like you recover quicker doing that than if you're just doing, you know, work where you super heavy weight for not a lot of reps. So there's so much tension through the body when you're doing a single. It's maximum tension, and there's no circulation because there's no pump. And then all of that damage that the tension brought can't get out of the body because there's no circulation. But when you're doing reps, yeah, the tension is less, but there's just so much blood volume washing everything through, man. That's why you feel better. I don't know, man. I'm not like that. Getting to 300 kilos for like one day, being 140 kilos body weight, and then going back, I don't know. That doesn't excite me. Does not excite me. Why stop there? Well, let me bulk to 160 kilos and squat 300. You know, like, that doesn't excite me. Yeah, so the volume bit, happy bands, you're saying like my volume is through the roof. Like you need to understand like my volume outside of the AMRAP sets, I'm really controlling that low. My benching is next to nothing. I'm not doing much of anything, to be honest with you. The rest of the days, it's very, very minimal, very minimal. And you know, that's by design. So you can't. I even cut out rowing last week. I haven't done any rowing because I feel fried, man. I feel fried. Like, you know, last few sessions, the 180 for 11s, my lower back is just fatigued, and I'm like, man, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do rows. I don't have enough, and so I've cut them out. And yeah, you know, I try to survive. No, not even then. Not even 300 for 10 kilos. Nah, dude. It just doesn't make me happy. It doesn't make me happy. That way of doing it doesn't make me happy. Of course, even you right now, if you took a shit ton of steroids and you get to 300 kilos, it's like this. I'll give you an example. If somebody just came in my office here right now and gave me a briefcase with $10 million, does that feel good? Yeah, okay, feels great. But does it feel better when you earn that $10 million? When you earn that money? Which scenario makes you feel better? Right? That's how I feel. I've said this many times in the past. People that take steroids, I feel sorry for them. Maybe that's just my stupid way of thinking, but I feel sorry for them. I think steroids are an awful deal. Awful deal. You feel a lot better when you do the things the right way. You know, a lot better. If LeBron stayed in Cleveland and won his damn championship doing it the right way, he would have felt a lot freaking better than making a super team in Miami. That's my opinion. You might disagree. But if you go and join an all-star team and then you start winning shit, it's not going to feel as good as when you've done it the right way in your hometown with the proper way, right? You didn't just, get some mercenaries around and do it. No, you've done it the right way. When you take steroids, when you do all these like shortcutting, you're screwing yourself up because you are ruining the journey for the sake of the destination. And then a lot of these people, then when they get to the destination, they're like, well, this feels like shit. Of course it feels like shit because you've sold your soul. You're an empty carcass. You're an empty freaking carcass without a soul, and that's why you feel shit. You can't cheat Mother Nature. If you cheat it, it will cheat you back. People don't understand that. If you do things that are hard and proper, you're always going to feel better. Now, along the way, if you want to take some shortcuts, that's cool. You just start shaving the joy you're going to have at the end of the freaking destination. That's all this is. But people get caught up in this idea of like, I just want to get to 300 kilos because then Ivan's going to have 10 million subscribers. I'm going to have Ferraris everywhere. I'm going to be the 300 kilo squatter and everyone's going to be happy. It's not like that, man. It's not like that. Even the people that have all the freaking money and fame and fortune or whatever, they are probably on antidepressants because they've probably done some weird shit along the way to get an upper hand on somebody. But this is not a popular thing to talk about. And so a lot of people are like, you know what, no matter what, let's get those numbers. And that's what happens. And then it's like, do you ever wonder to yourself, why does Kurt Cobain put a shotgun in his mouth and blow his freaking hemisphere up? The guy's on top of his game. He's got everything that he wants. All the women, all the cars, all the mansions, all the fame, blah, blah, blah. He's the top shit. Kurt Cobain just saying, you know what, fuck this. Bang. Think about that, man. Think about that. The dude is on the motherfucking top and he commits suicide. Makes no sense. So what is going on there? What sort of devil act shit is going on there? If that's not an example for you to think to yourself, shit, maybe the top is not the all-inclusive, do whatever you can if you want to get 300 kilos. No. I'll end up like Kurt Cobain. It's just, it's not like, but whatever. I'm sure like there's somebody out there listening to this right now at 20 like, oh, bullshit, Ivan. Fuck that. I want to get jacked and get the cheeks. That's cool, man. Some people have the wisdom early. Some people struggle with it and they go on until their 40s and 50s and they still haven't worked out the real lessons of life and what makes people happy. Some people chase the dollar thinking that if I have a lot of money, I'm going to be happy. I know a lot of people with a lot of money that are not happy. So just be careful which deals you make along the way. Be very, very careful what deals you like to sign off. That's all I want to say on that. Be very, very careful. Just because it gets you ahead in certain things does not mean it's the right decision for you. Never forget that shit, man. That's a lesson that I've learned and I've observed many, many times over and again. That promotion might not be the best interest for you, even though they're giving you more money, but they're taking 100% more time of you. So really your hourly wage has gone down. It's gone down, dude. They're giving you a promotion, let's say $10 an extra hour up, but they're giving you double the damn workload. So your shit is actually you're going downhill, bro. Oh, but it's a promotion. I don't know, man. I don't know. Same thing with these steroids. Oh, no, Ivan, but you see, your numbers are going to go up by like 50%. You're going to start squatting 240 for a set of 10. Cool, no worries. But what's the cost? Oh, okay, just a trickle of renal failure, a trickle of liver failure. No worries, a little bit of, just a little twinkle of heart failure. Oh, shit. Is it worth to spend the last 30 years of my life going from a GP clinic to a GP clinic. A handful of meds every morning because of this. Oh, but there's ways of doing it. I'm sure there's ways of doing it. There's ways of doing everything. But never forget, that first jab is never going to be repeated again. Then you're going to have, just like any other drug, you're going to need more. Oh, shit, Ivan, you need some estrogen blockers now. Oh, fuck, okay. Oh, but you got a test base now, but you also need a bit of, Deca on the side as well, because, you can't go without that. Oh, while you're there, you need some fish oils. Oh, you also need to keep your blood pressure low, so you take that. But really, to make everything really, really good, you need to take some peptides. All of a sudden, there's a bowl full of shit in front of you every morning. But just one little needle, Devon. Just one little needle. It's all going to go good. Yeah, no worries. That's what the heroin addict keeps telling me when it comes to resus. No breathing. Just my mate said it was going to be just a fun night. Just one little jab, man. You have a really good night. 10 years later, he's without a house, without a family, without a wife, without anything, on the street shooting up. That's what it is, man. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Be very, very careful. Be very careful. Sometimes you need to understand that the grass is not greener on the other side. No matter what they portray. And I know the social media right now, all of these people are telling you right now, steroids are great stuff. Look at this. I've got chicks, I've got cars, I've got mansions. It's so good, man. Come on this side, man. Come on this side. Take some drugs, man. You're going to be all right. Yeah. Do it, man. Do it. And be another case of you shouldn't have done it. How many guys you've seen around, honest guys, who tell you they've taken steroids, that they've done steroids, they've set world records, and they'll sit down and look at the camera and they're like, don't do it. And people still do it. It's a funny thing, isn't it? It's a funny thing. People just see the benefits and they don't see the risks and the damages within. That's all they want. They just want that chick. They just want that Ferrari and to drive down the beach. It's interesting, isn't it? Interesting stuff. But that's the way the world goes, man. Out of 1 billion people on this planet, it's just statistics. In our genome, in our genetic pool, there were people that live on to reproduce, and there were people that weren't. Some characteristics lend themselves well to reproduction, and there's some idiots who jump off cliffs because it's fun. Those people are not going to reproduce. In similar ways, we're not in caves anymore, but some of these people that were jumping off cliffs when we were cavemen are now, instead of jumping off cliffs, they're taking steroids. Ain't other shit. Nothing else, man. Risky behavior has been around forever. And it's just the normal standard statistical explanation to that. Not everyone's going to be smart. Not everyone's going to be risk averse. Not everyone's going to be, pro health. Some people are 20 who just want it all. Who cares when you're 40? That's why when you go to a cemetery, there's lots of people in their 20s that are dead for various different reasons. That's unnatural, right? People should be living now till about 80, 90. But there's still lots of people in the 20s that are dying. Sure, a lot of these deaths are not their own faults, but a lot of people take risky behavior when they're 20. They get on a motorbike and go 200 kilos down the road. There's a intersection here, not far away from here, where there was an accident, a motorbike versus car accident, and there's flowers on that tree. I drive past it every single day. Young fella on a motorbike wrapped himself around the tree, or died in this incident. Some people die in car accidents doing stupid shit when they're 20. Some people on motorbikes. Some people take steroids. Some people take heroin. But a lot of this shit happens in the 20s. That's just the way it is. But the worst thing is, I just saw Sam Sulek there. The culture is celebrating these risk takers, like Sam Sulek, right? The youth is like, yeah, fucking go faster on that motorbike, brother. Go faster. Keep going, man. Take more gear. Everyone's like, Sam. Right? Are we really benefiting him right now by doing this? We're not. He's got fame, fortune, money. He's got everything now. We're pushing him, and I'm really worried for him. He's young. He's very clever, but he doesn't have wisdom yet, and I'm worried for his health. I would be devastated if I saw that he passed away in his 30s. It would be sad. But a lot of the people that are pushing him on right now are going to be out of the game of lifting weights. They're going to be out of the game by lifting weights. And I'm telling you this all the time, man. These people who are edging him on are going to be in the gym for 2 years and then they'll disappear, because that's people don't even last 2 years in the gym. They're really hot about it right now, but they're going to finish their university degree. They're going to get a job. They're going to get a girlfriend and some kids. And then they're going to be like, the last thing on my mind is the gym. Meanwhile, Sam is screwed waiting in a general practitioner's office for the seventh day in a row, waiting to see the doctor, and no one cares about him, right? But there's all these people right now egging him on, and sure, he's getting lots of money as a result. Everything is all good, but how many of these people actually give a shit about what happens to him? They just want to show. He's the gladiator in the Colosseum. Sam, 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 and there's 60 lines around him. Sam, 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 Sam. Everyone go, fucking Sam. Sam's gonna get cut up into pieces by these tigers. But it's a show. People want a show, man. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? That's what it's about. And no one gives a shit what happens to Sam. Sam is just like a little cartoon character running around in front of us, and everyone's all good. Right? It's all good, dude, because it's like playing a video game. Sam is my character in a video game. Right? If he dies, cool, no worries. I'll put the joystick down, walk away, and continue living my life. But what happens? What happens? When he dies? That's, if I was his brother, if I was his father, if I was somebody in him, I would sit him down and be like, my friend, people love you. I love you. I want the best of you. And I don't know if right now you're making the right decisions. You've made fame and fortune, cool. You've done some risky shit. Stop the gear right now and you'll still have the following. People love you because of your character. Stop the steroids now. Do not stop this shit. Get healthy, clean up, take the money that you've made and live the rest of your life healthy. That's what I would say to him. Just get out of the game, get out of this stupid cycle. I heard him the other day. There was a TikTok that popped up on my feed. He was on stage and people were saying like, when are you going to start competing? And he's like, oh, maybe a year and a half. And I'm thinking to myself, fucking hell, man. He's going to go compete. He wants to do classical bodybuilding and then he's going to do open bodybuilding. Wow. So he's only going to increase his usage. He's only going to increase. And I'm like, fuck. That's the wrong answer, man. That's the wrong answer. But whatever, man. He's not going to be the first one to start juicing at 19. And he's not going to be the first one as well to die at a young age. And it's sad. And no matter how many people come out with news, here's another bodybuilder dead at 30. Here's another bodybuilder dead at 40. It's all well and good now because he doesn't love a girl yet and he doesn't have kids yet. And when he gets a girl and a bunch of kids, then his view on life is going to completely change. And then he's going to start kicking himself for the decisions he's made because he's not going to be able to enjoy and stay around his kids. And that, to me, is why I'm sad for him. Really, really sad for him. Because personal fame and fortune and success is fantastic and you think that's the whole point. But seeing your children go to an under-8 basketball game and do well, it is more fulfilling than anything I've ever done. It is more fulfilling. But he's not even going to get to that stage. And that saddens me, man. But, like I said, that's the world we live in. Some people make good decisions. Some people make bad decisions. You know, if the devil comes up to you right now and says, here is $1 billion, do this. Most people would say, fuck yeah, I'll do everything you need me to do. I'll fucking do everything I need you to do. Everything. I'll do everything. If he came to me, I would say like this. This is for you, my friend. Get the fuck out before I slice your head off. There you go. That's what I'll say to him. But most people are like, oh, wow, rich, fortune, give me. This is what happens. People look to people don't care about the soul, basically. No. The messages from the soul are cancelled out. If it makes money, it makes sense. That's the world we're living right now. That's the world we live right now. But I hope he's happy. I hope he's healthy. I hope all the best for him. And that's it. That is it. Oh, he's making bank for sure. Absolutely. But like I said to you, I know people that make even more money than him. Doesn't guarantee happiness. And those people are not killing their health for their money. This is the thing. Sam is trading his health point for money. The people that I'm talking about, nah, man, they're cardiologists. They are cardiologists making millions of dollars a year. And he doesn't look happy to me. So, you work it out for yourself, I guess. Yeah. You can do steroids safely. Yeah, of course. You can also take heroin safely. What's wrong? Just take a little prick, man. Just one little dose. It's gonna be fine. I'll be here for you. And then what happens when you want more? I need more. Oh, no. Just take a little bit every time. Just a little bit, same dose. Oh, okay. How many heroin users do you know that have a illustrious career of 50 years of using heroin? How many of those are around? How many people do you know that have had a career of 60 years using heroin? Vets of heroin use. Like masters. Like, how many of them do you know? How many people do you know who take as much steroids as Sam and live to 100, live to 90, live to 80? How many? You need to understand that the golden era, silver and bronze era, all of these people, they never used steroids like the people are using right now. We have normalized drug abuse. Right? Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't take the shit that Sam's taking right now. Do you understand that? So we are normalizing toxicity. Wait until our generation gets to 60, 70, and how many make it with us. Watch this space. Unprecedented usage of drugs. Never been done before. You remember, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, all these guys, they cycle. There's now people that never come off cycle. They cruise. How many of these people are going to make it to 30, 40, man? Hey, enjoy while it lasts, boys. Load up on their gear, and I hope you have 2 million, 5 million subscribers, and I hope those subscribers make you so happy. I really do. Oh my God. All these subscribers and that attention is going to make you so happy. Yeah, that's the dream, right? That's what they're going to tell you. Hassan, man, TRT, all that shit. Yeah, it can be safe, like heroin. Heroin can be safe too, man. Everything can be safe. It's not about, you know, like, what's the point? What is the point? Do you think a 67-year-old man should be doing TRT? Or do you think each stage of life has its own normal level? There's something wrong with you if you're 60 years old and you have a testosterone of an 18-year-old. You need to understand testosterone has links with certain diseases, right? One of the reasons why men don't live as long is because of testosterone. We have more testosterone. It's linked with cardiovascular disease and we live younger. So if you have a 60-year-old that has a level of an 18-year-old, you're only increasing. It's like you're accelerating a body that can't be accelerated, man. You should not be accelerating a body that's 60 years old and has bad valves and vascularity and all that stuff. No, don't do any drugs, dude. Don't modify anything. Each section of your life needs to have its own environment. You being 60 years old and having testes that are producing, let's say, they're producing testosterone that is 18, you are putting yourself at risk, man. You're not supposed to be batshit horny at 70 years old like an 18-year-old. That is not normal. You will die of a heart attack, dude. It's not normal to do that. I don't understand why we fall in love with modifying everything. Don't modify your body. Just enjoy the ride, man. Who gives a shit if you're jacked at 40, man? You're going to have kids when you're 40, 50. You got more important things on your damn mind than how you look in a damn t-shirt, dude. As you age, you start to think about other things than the freaking mirror, man. You start to think about the kids and where they're going and what they're doing and who they're hanging around, what choices they're going to make. You start thinking about the world events. You start thinking about politics. You start thinking about your community. You don't stop looking at the mirror and just take pictures of yourself at 40, 50 years old, man. It's weird, dude. It's like you grow out of these things, man. It's weird. You enjoy while you're 20, but you understand you're going to give less and less shit as you age on how you look. There's more important things in life than if you have the biggest arms in the party, man. No one gives a shit. This is the thing, like, you realize as you grow older. People don't give a shit about you, dude. They're too concerned about their own shit, about their own mirror. And no one cares. As a 40-year-old man, you're probably going to have a wife and kids. You're out of the dating market. Like, what does it matter to you? Enjoy moving, enjoy the sport, enjoy all of this stuff naturally. Like, I don't do this for results. I keep saying this to everyone. I ain't doing this for results, man. Like, sure, results are nice to see progress and whatever, but I'm fuck if the neighbor takes 60 stacks of steroids. Good for you, dude. You're fucking yourself over, man. Well, I can't wait for my kid to play basketball next Wednesday again. I'm not worried about what this guy's trying to do. You know? It's incredible how many people are so obsessed with drugs. It's unbelievable. I work in emergency, man. I know it firsthand. I'm not just relaying this information to you guys because I watched some videos. Dude, every other 20-year-old is taking coke, man. If not all of them. Everyone's on coke. Man, when I was 20 years old, I'd go to the thing, I'd have a couple of beers. No, man, these guys are now smoking meth and doing coke. What is it? Just have a little drink, it's fine, man. Thank you, Squad RX. All the best, man. Now, this new generation is I don't know, man. I've got some real worries about this new generation. It's toxic. Everyone's seeing, like, and all these freaking influencers that are influencing the population at large for the wrong reasons. It's freaking alarming, man. Think about all of the biggest channels right now. They're all steroid users in fitness. Think about your fairy guy. He's probably on steroids. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Yeah. To be natty is to be boring, you know. To be natty is like to be, oh, here's another freaking natty guy who's going to work really, really hard for nothing. Here's another guy, a loser. Take some risks, man, you know. Yep, cool. No worries, man. And the truth of the matter is these people that are doing this stuff, they're going to be the losers. They're going to be 40 years old in a wheelchair because they have congestive heart failure, they can't run after their kids. So they think we're the losers now. But yeah, you watch, man. You watch. Watch this space. Who has a funeral first? Who's the loser now? You know? And these people are celebrated. You know? Celebrated. And when they die, they're like, hero! He's my inspiration. He's my superstar. He took 1,000 milligrams of testosterone in Deca and took some compounds. He is my inspiration. Look at that physique. And he died when he was 30. Such a shame. God only takes the best. Shit like that. People say that all the time. Whatever, man. Each to their own, I guess. Yeah. Yep. Attention spans have gone out. Most of the steroid users are 16 to 24. And I would say that the people that end up on steroids, they have something mentally wrong with them. Like, the father abused them, the mother abused them, broken family, no love. Something is missing there. You know, I think the root cause analysis would be interesting of these population that end up going on steroids. They're missing something. They're missing a hug from a loved one. They don't feel important. They feel left out. Low self-esteem. There's something missing there that leads them to these types of routes in life. I'm really, really strongly feeling towards that. They're missing something, you know, and so they go on this journey. It's kind of like the OnlyFans chicks, you know. The daddy wasn't around, so now they are fighting for attention of men around the world, and they feel important because there's a man there who's willing to pay money to see them butt naked. They're missing something, you know. It's to me, it's sad. It's sad, you know. Money. Cool, no worries, man. Here's a lot of money, you know. But people equate success with money. You know, I heard a quote recently which really resonated with me. I've been saying it to a whole bunch of people around me at work and stuff. The guy basically was asked, how do you define success? And he basically said, success to me is if my adult children are still hanging around me. So if your kids grow up, become adults, and they still choose to spend time with you, that is success, because they have their own mind right now. They've seen enough of the world, and they still think you are cool. That is success. Got nothing to do with money or anything like that. Have you succeeded in that particular part of your life? Your own kids, no one's seen you more than your kids. They've grown up with you, and they still want to come to you on a Sunday or a Saturday and chill out with you for a barbecue and a beer. That is success. Ooh, young fella with bowel cancer. Is that the bowel cancer story that I told you? He couldn't get an appointment because COVID hit and all the lockdowns and everything was backed up. He never saw a doctor quick enough. Is that the bowel cancer story? I think I remember the story. I just want to make sure. Obviously, there's lots of bowel cancer that I deal with. Is that the one? Yeah, that one. Yeah. Oh, he passed away. He passed away. Yeah, he had surgery and it spread and he passed away. Yep. Very sad. Have I noticed any patterns? I don't know, man, but you know, I don't know about patterns, but I know it's on the increase, it seems. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't explain cancer. I don't know. But something is wrong. So we're going wrong somewhere. I saw something about Ninja. Is it cancer or is it diverticulitis? Like what? Like I don't know. Is it really cancer? I thought it was melanoma. Was it a melanoma? Yeah, I think he got melanoma. Melanoma is yeah, it's a form of skin cancer, which is interesting. Somebody that stayed indoors for a long period of time has melanoma, and for a long period of time, people thought melanoma was secondary to too much sun. I mean, without knowing a lot about him, I would say that he's not getting enough sun and he got melanoma, which is like a misconception. I feel like people think that too much sun will give you cancer, but you know what the latest research is saying is that not enough sun will give you cancer. You know, sunlight is very important to our health. Cody Lefevre, I'm not sure. I think I know who he is, but I haven't seen any videos for a long time. What is the most common illness nowadays in observation? Oh man, probably mental health, man. Something like 25% of all presentations to ED or something like that. 20%, some crazy figure is mental health. I know mental health encapsulates a large number of diseases, but I feel like it's that, and it's secondary to the drugs. Something like 80% of all psychosis is drug induced. A lot of mental health problems start because of drug induced. Much like it's much more rarer to get proper, legit, organic mental health. It's usually triggered off by substance misuse or use. All right, I'll look at Cody, man. Yeah, Miz, I'll never forget that boy. I'll never forget him, man. I'll never forget that doctor coming up to me in the middle of the area where I was working, and she said, I need to go into bed too. Can you come with me? I'm like, why? She's like, he's got stage 4 bowel cancer, and I have to go in there and tell him about it. Yeah. Went in there and told him, and you could see that the moment you said the word cancer to him and it was bad, you could see that he was looking past each other. It's almost like his mind left his body. People just zoom out and they start to they stop listening. The research says that. When you're telling somebody about their terminal illness, you've got a minute after you've said they're terminal, and then after that, they will not retain anything. They're going to shock. Yeah, you never forget these moments, man. You know, people die every day, obviously. You know, people die every day, and, you know, there are people that should be dying and the people that shouldn't be dying. And people that should be dying, like the 80, 90, 100-year-olds, right? Somebody that's 20 should not be dying. And that's why you feel these moments. You know, you still feel bad for people that are dying at 80. But when somebody dies at 20, man, it scars you, man. That shit scars you. You never forget him. What are some of the ways to decrease mental illness? I don't know. Lots of problems with it at the moment, man. Just the general structure of society.
Expense of living is too high. Mums and dads spend too long at work. Less time with kids. Kids spend more time with people that don't love them, i.e. teachers. More time with wrong voices. Self-esteem, insecurity, lack of love predisposes wrong thought processes, wrong coping mechanisms, and yeah, it all starts from that. I think if the family model is strong, I think the kids are going to be strong. But now both parents need to work 40, 50-hour weeks to survive, and so the kids are just left to childcare centers, left to schools to do all of the nurturing. And when you are nurtured by somebody that does not love you, the messaging is wrong. And so these people grow up without love, like they used to be back in the day, where you have a mum at home raising the kids. And so then I think that's large explanation of it. The world, how we're living in right now, is completely different to what it was in the 50s, 60s. It's completely different. The family model is dead. Now everyone's concerned about career and self-progression and conquering the freaking hierarchy. And they forget about the kids. The kids are like, they're just a nuisance. They're in the way. And then, yeah, you have these people who are like, I'm 18 now. I'm lost. I don't have self-esteem. Let me take some steroids. Let me take some coke and I'll feel good again. And then voila. Mental health arises. And it all stems from not enough love. That's what I reckon. Anyway, guys, on that line, I'm gonna go. I need to get out of here. Appreciate you guys for sticking around and keeping me company with this meal. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Maybe tomorrow I'll do one of these. I'm not sure what tomorrow's gonna pan out like, but I've got another day off tomorrow, so I'm happy about that. A few days rest. Anyway, guys, appreciate you guys. Thank you for the chitter chatter. Appreciate you guys, really do. Top squatter. Appreciate you, Ivan. All right, guys, peace out.